Hi, this is Bridget Erickson with Wonderworks Fitness and Pilates for Skiers. We're going to be doing more foam rolling today. You can find some of these foam rolling exercises in my book, Pilates for Skiers, but I'm going to add some additional myofascial release techniques today that aren't in the book. So you're going to start with your foam roller crosswise, and you're going to bend your knees and put your feet flat, keeping your feet parallel. I want the foam roller to be right underneath the shoulder blade area, a little bit lower than that. Your hands are going to come behind your head, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to exhale into your crunch. Okay? As you come forward, the elbows can kind of wrap a little bit around, and then as you inhale and open up, you're going to go back, keep your glutes down on the mat. Inhale, open in your extension, drop the elbows wide, let the head just hang heavy in the hands, and then exhale back up again. This is going to be great for opening up the upper back, getting a little bit of abdominals here. Your foam roller is only going to move like a quarter of an inch to an inch. Forward and backwards as you move, front and back. Good. And then just hold it in your extension. Come part way up, and then we're going to side bend. Left elbow towards the left hip, and then the other side. Back to the center. You're now going to lift the hips. You're going to push and pull over the roller. As you come in with the glutes towards the heels, lift the hips and kind of let the knees go forward of the toes so you're getting a quad stretch. I'm rolling it all the way up to my neck right now. I'm going back in my extension, and then as I come forward, it's moving to the mid-back, not quite to the lower back. And you'll find that you kind of start to move backwards a little bit, so you might want to scoot your way forward. There we go. Use the heels to push and pull. You're using your hamstrings. This is great for opening up the whole spine, the upper back, and the neck. Okay, I'm going to set the glutes down. You're going to bring the foam roller under the neck, relax the hands down by your side, and we're going to work the neck left and right. So where you're looking to put the foam roller is where the neck attaches to the skull, and so you've got a lot of tendons, ligaments back there that attach, nerve endings, and we hold a lot of stress back there on that back side of the neck from working on the computer all the time, looking at our telephone, sitting at our desk. Bring your head over to one side, and you're just going to do neck circles on this one side. Kind of trying to release the neck and go in both directions. And then bring it over to the other side. Do your neck circles over there. And go the other way. And you're going to go back to left and right again, tilting the chin back. If you've got a tight spot, you can kind of hold it in that tight spot and work your way through the tight spot. Good. Okay. Come up. I'm going to move the foam roller down, so it's going to be underneath your lower back and your glutes. You're going to take your hands on top of the foam roller, and you're going to come back, and you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. So I'm just going to hug the knees down, compress down so that I'm pushing into the lower back and sacrum area. Good. Take your hands on the top of the foam roller for support and bring your legs up. Bring your legs back as far as you can towards you. That's kind of my range of motion right there. And then you're going to lower and lift the legs. This is going to actually work the abdominals. Okay, so we're not necessarily stretching here, we're kind of working, but we're moving forward and backward on the sacrum now, on that lower back. So it is, in a way, lengthening and stretching that part of my lower back. And then bring the legs back. And we're going to go into a scissor. And lower one leg. And then up. And then the other. And there is no hurry here. Like, you know, if you're in a rush, you probably don't want to be doing this. You want to take your time on the foam roller. Just kind of look at it as a treat. You're treating yourself, taking care of your body here, doing something good. And then we're going to go into our leg circles. So around and together. The legs come back, around and together. Now the lower you go in the opposite direction, so this way, the more abdominals you're going to get. If you're looking at this as more of a stretch, you don't have to go as low with your legs. Okay, I'm not going super low. What we don't want is the reverse hyperextension of the tailbone and then go the other way. We don't need for that to happen. You don't need to force your tailbone to go the wrong direction. Good. I feel a really good stretch here in the back of my legs and my inner thighs. Good. Let's do some frogs. So heels together, toes apart. We're going to exhale and inhale. Kind of like we're doing the footwork here, but upside down. So you could consider this a bit of an inversion where the feet are above the head and the blood is kind of coming down. It's very good for your circulation. It's kind of restorative in a way. And then bring the feet parallel. We're going to keep the right knee into the chest. So I kind of moved forward like a half an inch. And then I'm going to straighten that left leg. When I straighten the left leg, I'm going to feel gravity pulling that leg down so that it's stretching the front. I'm actually scooching back a little bit more so I get more of a stretch there. And then breathe. If your hips are really tight, you might not be able to reach your knees, so that's fine if you just have your hands down. And now ankle circle your right foot. And go the other direction. And then just relax. And breathe into that hip flexor stretch. And we'll do the other side. Okay? Bringing the knee in. Bring that right leg down. Relax the right leg. Let it stretch here on this front side of the hip. And ankle circle your left foot. Pop, pop. Obviously this foot and ankle needed to be stretched. And then relax. Okay. Bring both of those knees in. And you're just going to kind of rock on the lower back, sacrum area a couple times to release it. Put your feet down. Push the roller towards your feet and bring your hips down. Okay, so we're going to do a little bridging here. So we're going to bring that foam roller under the feet. Keep the feet parallel, hands are down. Take your inhale, imprinting the spine on the mat, and on your exhale, we're going to lift the hips. I'm actually holding on to my mat. I'm kind of cheating, but you should be pressing your hands down. Take an inhale at the top, and on your exhale, articulate down. So you can kind of, if you can see my feet, they were kind of, the toes were lifting up. They didn't want to be flat because I didn't want to cramp in my hamstrings. But if you press your feet down flat, you are going to get more hamstring and glute, which is actually what we want. It's a little bit harder to articulate with that foam roller because you're trying to keep it still just like you would with the foot bar on the reformer as you're pushing in and out. Good. One more here. Good. And then just another little knee. Rock left and right. Take the knees around. Good. Okay. So we're going to get off our back. And we're going to come seated on the roller. Okay. So turning the roller sideways. We're just going to roll both glutes here. So forward and backwards, just rolling over the sits bones. Sometimes I think people are really surprised at how tight their glutes are. And it doesn't necessarily have to be from exercise. It can be just from sitting or driving, sitting at your computer. So we're going to roll one glute now. You're going to feel this it's more, you're going to cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hold your left ankle with your right hand, and your left hand goes behind you. You're going to roll the left side. I'm kind of getting the outer hip and the glute, and for some reason, my left side is tight today. Very often you're going to have a tighter side, so just kind of spend some time on that to try to work it out. And we'll go over to the other side here. Right ankle over the left knee, right hand behind, left hand on the ankle, and rolling this outer hip and glute again. Great. If you do this on the hard floor, go ahead and set your glutes down. It's going to be more intense. I've got a little padding here with my mat. I'm going to do my calves. So move your foam roller underneath all the way to the heels. And you're going to have to use your arms, your shoulders, and you're going to roll your calves. So you're kind of just doing like, it's almost like triceps and shoulders here, rolling over the calves. You can work it up a little higher there. If you want, you can cross one ankle over and it becomes, woo, like way more intense. And you can do the other side. You can also turn the foot kind of in or out, depending where on the calf you need it. I'm going to move it under the hamstrings now. So same thing here. It's a little bit easier to lift from here. I used to just take a weight plate, and put it on top of my quads while I did this to add some weight. Because it's not as much as it is when we do the other side on the quads, so not as much body weight there. Okay, so you're going to come on your knees, bring your hands down on the mat. You're going to come on top of the roller, and you're going to roll your shins. Okay, for some people this is painful. I mean, it doesn't feel really good, but for me, being a skier and having this be Pilates for skiers, where we get boot bangs sometimes, so you're going to bring the knees in and externally rotate. And just kind of a massage on the front of those shins. Good. Okay. And I'm going to come up. And we're going to come down into a forearm plank to roll our quads. So most of you have probably done this before. When I had my knee injury, I kind of messed up my patella tendon above on the bottom of my kneecap. And that was an overuse injury in addition to my IT band. So I was going to physical therapy for it. And they wanted me to roll up to 2 minutes on my quads. So I always tell people, start with like 30 seconds, work your way up to a minute, and then if you can, work your way up to 2 minutes. The quads need this. You really should be trying to foam roll at least a couple times a week, if not more. Even if you only roll for 5 minutes, it's better than nothing. Okay, and then I'm going to face you. I'm going to come on my left forearm, and you can either put your right foot down so it's less intense, or if you're a brave soul, you can stack your feet and just get a little bit more there on that IT band out to the outer hip and outer knee. Some of you might just find this too painful. You do not have to do it, but you should find a way to try to stretch those IT bands. Okay, we'll do the other side. So I'll just turn and face you. Come over here. Good. And we're going to do this side. And most of us have, again, a tighter side. I should be doing this longer, by the way. I'm not, because it's pretty painful today. 30 seconds to a minute on each IT band. Okay. All right. You're going to stay on this right side. You're going to bend your knees, and you're going to go ahead. We're going to put this almost under the armpit. You're going to have your left hand behind your head, your right hand behind your head, and right away you're going to feel that pressure under the armpit. So this is where all the lats connect. So you're going to inhale, And then you're going to exhale, fold forward. Inhale and exhale. And if you're like me, and you do some upper body stuff, like biking or swimming or lifting weights, this is probably going to be pretty painful here. And you can kind of hold it, where you need it. As I inhale, it's kind of moving to the back scapular region. And as I come forward, it's moving kind of to the front of my lats, near kind of under the armpit towards the chest. Good. And we'll do the other side. Bend the knees, left hand behind the head, move it almost under the armpit, right hand behind the head, and in. Getting situated here. Inhale and exhale. If you've had any injuries, so like shoulder or anything like that, sometimes these positions might not work for you. Not all of the foam rolling techniques I'm showing you here today are going to work for everybody. So I encourage you to try them and see what does work for you. And go from there. And that is it for today for foam rolling. I hope that you find these videos helpful. Feel free to comment below, and I'll see you next time.